Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ. I've got a new video for you today. Today we're going to be talking about slimes and also pixel art, so stay tuned and I'll introduce you to all these different types of slimes. Okay, so slimes, yeah. Recently I haven't been feeling very creative, and I haven't really known what to do or what to draw, and everyone's got that, right? They're feeling very lost and feeling a bit drained, and you just end up going and doing something different. And I wanted to get back into doing some pixel art, so I've been there's a few videos on my channel right now where I've produced some pixel art that I've been really proud of, and I've really loved doing, and I wanted to do more of that. I wanted to do like a bigger project just doing pixel art, and I ended up hopping into Sprite, and I wanted to do something a little bit quick, a little bit easier, like I said, just something to get me back into the workflow, producing something. And I ended up producing this little blue slime guy, and I was like, I really love the way that looks. I produced it in, I think it was 32 by 32. It's just this little blobby slime guy, and I really loved it. Just on a quick side note, I have been watching a lot of pixel artists and a lot of pixel art tutorials, and some of my favourite pixel artists on YouTube are like Adam C. Eunice and Brandon James Greer. Really highly recommend checking those guys out, because I really respect a lot of the work that they do as well, and they really inspire me. I kind of just, like I said, hopped into Sprite and made this little slime guy. Just on a quick tangent for people who don't know what Sprite is basically just a drawing program that is specifically for pixel art. It's really optimized, and I really love the program, and I'm always learning more about it and how to use it, and I really like the way it works. And so I wanted an overarching project. I wanted an overall project that I wanted to work on. Something really quick and easy, and something that like you guys can actually get involved in as well. So like I said, I made this pixel art kind of like slime boy, and I went, oh, I really like that. I want to make more of them. So I ended up making like this female variant, which doesn't change much, but just like adding these little extra lines on the end there really kind of like tells like, oh, this is a female slime. So I ended up making a little bit more expressions. So like this one, like X eyes when it's like maybe killed, or like a really ecstatic one, or really happy, and then like a shocked one. I was like, this is really fun. It would be really nice to have a game where you can just like not only collect but also create different slimes, and you'd be able to cultivate them, introduce them to different materials, and create different slimes. Really push the kind of like the feeling, and kind of like push the what even counts as a slime, push the kind of like boundaries of what even is a slime. So, because everyone's heard of slimes, the classic Final Fantasy monster, the classic Dragon Quest monster, basically the classic fantasy monster in of itself, the slime, the level 1 creature that you always fight. And I thought, what else can I do with this creature? You've got Slime Rancher, you got slimes in Minecraft, and I feel like they're all kind of like just basic approaches to a slime. No one's really kind of like exploring and pushing the boundaries of what a slime can actually be, and I thought that would make for a really cool game idea of you're a protagonist and you come to work for this new company in this world where slimes are everything. They're used for basically everything, and they've discovered a lot about the slime race. They can be introduced to different materials and stuff like that, and they can be created and create new slimes. And you maybe join this facility or this job, and you ended up becoming like a slime worker, and you like sell slimes to kids for pets or other people in this like village or whatever, and you sell them certain slimes. So I end up going a little bit ham on it, but I really like the kind of like aesthetic of the game. It'd be very cutesy, very pixel arty, very kind of like just a feel good game, something that's not really stressful or intense. It's just kind of a little bit like Harvest Moon, a little bit like Minecraft, a little bit like Terraria, stuff like that. I wanted a game like that, or at least a concept of a game that I thought would be really fun to kind of not only work on, but get like everybody here that's in the comments and on the channel involved in. So like I said, I made all these like little slime expressions here, and I thought I want to do more of that. What other materials could I make out of the slime, because there's like poisonous slimes that have been done, but I wanted to make some really weird wacky ones. So I ended up coming down I'm making these guys here, a lava and a magma slime. And I thought, well, obviously you've got lava and magma, and they're two different materials. Although they're very, very similar, but you know, they could be different in the game. You know, you could do different things or go to different locales to get kind of like get all these different slimes. And I thought, you know, maybe magma slimes are deep in volcanoes, and you'd have to hunt in there with some like specialized material or equipment that you would get from selling like other regular slimes. These normal ones up here as like pets to children or pets to families, stuff like that. Because slimes are pretty harmless in this world, and they're not really going to hurt you. In fact, they like interacting with humans, and humans and slimes have built up that kind of it's maybe this coexistence. And that makes the world very friendly and kid-friendly and everything like that. So I think it'd be a really, really feel-good game to play. And so I ended up creating these two. I really love the way that they actually came out. I first did the kind of like this one here, and I thought that's not really having any much of an impact. It doesn't really look that hot, does it? And so I ended up making the second one here, but I thought these could be actually quite separate. You know, this could be a lava slime that's slightly less hot than a magma slime. Still very, very hot. But you know, you could upgrade the slime to turn into a magma slime, which would sell more, which you would gain more money to upgrade the business, stuff like that. So it's, like I said, it's a very much like Terraria. It's very much like Minecraft. Very much like what's it called, Harvest Moon, stuff like that. As well. So I thought, let me make some more slimes. So I ended up making this one here, which I really, really liked, which I called a honey slime. And basically these would be slimes that would be situated in honey hives. Maybe beekeepers can buy regular slimes, and by introducing the regular slime into the honey hive, over time the slime's DNA would transform, and it would end up turning into, it would take on the molecular structure of honey. And then because slimes just self-regenerate, you basically have a way to instantly create more honey. You would only need to buy one baby slime, and it would grow up within a couple of days into a fully fledged slime, and then you would introduce it into the hive, and because the bees will like this, or you know, or something else, I don't know, everybody else can add to the law of the world if you like, but it would transform the regular slime into a honey slime. It'd be very sweet, very sticky, and it wouldn't really hurt you, and obviously they're very, very harmless, and so you could basically just literally scoop into it and it would taste like honey. And I thought, that's really fun. What other materials can I do? What other wacky little slimes I could do? So I also made this one here, which almost looks like a water droplet. Obviously it would still have the consistency of a slime, but it also has like this little flower or plant or these roots that are actually growing into the actual slime's body, stealing nutrients. And I call this the seeded slime. And basically, it would be a plant or a seed that would be planted in this slime, and then a flower would sprout on top, and its roots would go into the body of the slime, sapping up nutrients, and it would then produce flowers or crops and stuff like that. So you would sell these to farmers. Maybe you would have to go out into the world with like a net or something, and you would capture regular slimes. Maybe you could get the small net, the medium net, and a large net, kind of like how in Pokemon you would get the, you know, the old rod, the good rod, and the super rod, stuff like that. It's a little bit Pokemon as well in here. I forgot to mention that. And you would capture this, and you would get other materials that you would maybe purchase from a local market in a town, stuff like that. So already you've got this really cool idea that can be built upon over and over and over again, and all these different types of slimes can be created. By introducing them to new materials, new locations, new items, stuff like that. And so the seeded slime would be introduced to seeds, and it would transform, and maybe you'd have like a little bar that would go over time, and it would transform into a seeded slime. And maybe in the game you'd have this big book of slimes, or the slime catalog, or the Slimeonomicon, or something like that, you know, a big catalog of all these different types of slimes that you could like unlock or capture like Pokemon. And I think it's a really interesting concept, because the game wouldn't really tell you how to get these different slimes. You would basically have to try a bunch of different combinations and figure it out yourself, which I think it has a massive amount of playability and kind of like a lot of fun of, oh, what happens if I introduce the regular slime to, like, I don't know, the cold depths of space, and you'd make like a spatial slime that has the powers of a black hole or something like that. So there's a lot of infinite possibilities that you could do in the game that, obviously the game wouldn't tell you. Like in Minecraft, when you kind of like craft a new object and it's like added to the catalog or something, or added to the book or whatever it's called, and it would then thenceforth have that recipe in there. And I figured that's kind of like what it would be with the slimes. You would get the regular slime, and you would have like a bunch of materials that you would introduce it to if you have them in your inventory, and it would then have a little bar and like combine, essentially like a little grab that, and then you would combine them, and then it would have a little bar, and it would say new slime has been created or added to the catalogue, and it would say what the name of the slime is, what its viscosity is, what material it's made out of, stuff like that. So that's kind of like my idea. So I made a bunch of these different slimes that I thought could add or help to the world. Up here we've got a butter slime. Here, maybe, regular slimes are introduced to cows, who are then sucked up and eaten, churned out, mixed with the grass in their stomachs, and then you'd have to kind of like go with a bucket or a pail, and you would produce a milky slime, which is this one over here, and then you would maybe have to buy a churner or a butter churner or something, and you would then combine them two, and then a little bar would fill up, and then you would produce a butter slime. So already you can see how much the amount of potential of combining and adding to different slimes can produce different results and help in the game and stuff like that. So even though these two are very similar, milk and butter, you can already think of all the other dairy products you can make: yogurt slimes, cheese slimes, stuff like that, tofu slimes, stuff like that, which I really found really fun to design, which I will get around to. Other ones that I thought were obviously hilarious was a poop slime or a fecal slime. You see, I've got like it's a little bit different shape to the regular slimes, because I didn't just want them all to be like the same. It was just maybe a colour swap or a palette swap or something like that. I wanted them to actually have a physical change, so they're a little bit more visually interesting to look at. They're a little bit funny to look at. You got these little flies surrounding the poop, stuff like that. But I thought these slimes could be introduced by introducing them to manure from farm animals that you could purchase maybe in the game. And it would have a little bar again. You would combine them to make the fecal slime, and then you could sell this to farmers to help grow their crops. And then you'd get all these different NPCs coming to your kind of like your ranch or your farm, or kind of like your business, essentially your slime pet business, where you would sell them the slimes, and they would give you money in game for you to buy more items, more equipment, stuff to get more slimes, stuff like that. Other slimes I thought would be really cool to design were like the hemo slime or a blood slime, which would be introduced to doctors, and you'd have all these different types of slimes. Maybe you'd have to go around town and gather blood samples using syringes and introduce it to different slimes, and you would get different slimes that are based off of different like blood types. Excuse me. So like O, A, B negative, A positive, stuff like that. So you'd actually have to unlock all these different slimes. So like maybe there's a patient in a town that needs a blood transfusion, and they need a specific blood type, and the hospital or the doctors come to you and be like, a client needs a blood transfusion, but we don't have the correct blood type. Can you maybe create a slime that houses that specific blood type? And you would go out and get that. You would have to go into town, you have to talk to NPCs, you'd have to figure out what their blood type is, and then figure out, okay, I need a blood type A, right? And you would go to them, ask them if you can take a blood sample, and then you would do that, combine it with a regular slime, introduce it, and then a little bar would fill up, and then you would create a hemo slime or a blood slime, and you would be able to sell that for a massive amount of money in the game, which will allow you to maybe refurbish a home you have on the side, kind of like in Stardew Valley, stuff like that. So already there's a lot of different stuff you can do. I also thought about poisonous slimes you could create, like a liquid mercury slime here. I thought that's such a cool idea. There'll be other liquid metals like liquid silver, gold, copper. Maybe sell it to scientists for electrolysis or for experimentation. I thought there'd be other different types of slimes, like maybe introduce them to like animals. So this one down here would be an avian slime, you know, where it literally has like little slimy wings and little feathers coming out the top with a little beak. There's all, so even though its shape is like the same as the regular ones, it's got wings, it's got feathers, it's got something different, something visually different about it, you know. And I find it really cathartic and really interesting and a lot, really fun to actually kind of like design and create all these different slimes. I've even got ones like that are like in shapes here, so you got square slimes, triangular slimes, circular slimes. So already we've got a really nice array of slimes here that are maybe could be separated into different categories. Ones like food and drink, ones that are like materials, ones that are like metals, ones that are like environmental based, you know, like ice slimes, frostbite slimes, you know, upgrading them to make them more expensive so you can get more money, you know, ones that are introduced to animals like avian slimes that can actually fly, you know, ones that are based on shape like shape slimes. You know, maybe clients come to you and like, oh, I want a slime that's in the shape of a square or a triangle or a circle or a cuboid or an octagon or a decahedron or something like that, you know, and you'd have to go out into the world, catch a regular slime and figure out a way to actually kind of like create the specific slime that the client wants. I just think that's such a fun idea for a game. And I've just made like a little kind of like logo there for this hypothetical slime game, which would be just be called Slime World. If you've got a better idea of what the title of the game could be called, let me know in the comments. So already I'm going to keep adding to this page and introducing a new batch of slimes every other week if people are interested, and I thought it'd be a really great way to get you guys involved. So hopefully I've explained the kind of like the concept of the game and the concept of the project itself. These guys are relatively easy to kind of like produce. It's really fun for me to do. Maybe I could produce a set of like 12 different slimes every week, and I could come back with you and go, hey guys, I've got a new set of slimes here, let me introduce you to them and let me introduce you how you'll be able to like actually get them in the game. Maybe you'd have like hints in the game, like if you're really stuck you can unlock hints for money, in-game money that is, you know, in-game currency, stuff like that. And I thought this is such a cool idea. I would love this, you know. I always strive to create things that I would actually like and that I actually would want. So let me know what you guys think. So what my proposal is, if you've got an idea for a slime, a material, an area, a kind of like a concept even, an animal or whatever, combine it with a slime, doesn't matter. Shout it out in the comments. Let's like get to working on this. Let's collaborate. Let's kind of like create this huge catalogue of all these different slimes. Like, I don't know, maybe by the end of the year we could have like over 1,000 different types of slimes. So already it's a really cool collaborative project. And I'll keep repeating myself, and I'm sorry if I keep doing that, but I'm just really excited about this, you know. I've already done so much of these myself, and I'm going to keep adding to them myself. But I really want to introduce this project to you guys, and I really want to open the floodgates, if you will, for people to kind of like comment and suggest a bunch of different things, and we can all work together, and I'll pick certain different ones and I'll shout your name out from the comments. If I write your name down, I'll say blah 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 suggested I don't know, like a rock slime, and I'd say thank you for your suggestion, here's the rock slime. And I would introduce maybe a little bit of lore about the slimes as well, like, I don't know, regular slimes over a long period of time were introduced to sediments, or were crushed by the weight of sedimentary over millennia, and end up developing into rock hard slimes that can harden their body into, you know, like a rock hard state. Usually they're quite gelatinous, but then when they're attacked by a predator, they'll solidify into a rock-like state. Something like that. Something quick, short, sweet, and something really fun that all of us on the channel can get involved in. So hopefully I've explained the project properly. Let me know all of your ideas, because I really want to do this. Like I said, and I'll be adding to all this myself. So like I said, shapes, materials, areas, whatever you've got to think of. Even if you think it's ridiculous, shout out in the comments, because I really want to collaborate on this. And like I said, if you've got a better idea for this hypothetical game of Slime World, you know, a better name, shout that out as well, you know. But that's all I've really got for you today. Hopefully you guys like this. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that might be. So ciao, see you later, bye.
Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.